Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Smee. I'm one of the biology teachers at Pates, and here is an activity that you might fancy doing during Activities Week. This one is building an insect house. Now, if you've got lots of undergrowth in your garden a bit like this, you might already have a lot of insects hiding away in the different habitats. If you've got a garden which has got a wall around the outside, then this isn't quite so habitable for insects. There's not a lot of room for a habitat to develop here on this wall. It's pretty bare. Similarly, if you've got fence panels around your garden, there's not a lot of space here that's suitable for an insect to inhabit. So what can you do? First thing is you could find some materials. If you've got any bricks around, especially ones with holes in, that could help. You can pick up various bits of wood, old branches, maybe not from your garden but maybe from the park. Have a look round. Can you find bits and pieces like this? Old twigs, things you can break, things you can build into something bigger in a minute. Maybe you've got a compost heap or a pile of material that you're waiting to take to the tip. Have a look in there. Get lots of old branches. You'll find those very useful. Have you got an old earthenware pot? An old flower pot doesn't have to be this big, can be quite small. If you haven't got an old earthenware or pottery one, then a plastic one's better than nothing. If it's got something in it, it looks like this might be dead, you can use that. If you've got some old egg boxes, you can use those as well. Show you what to do in a minute. Maybe you've even got some cardboard lying around the house, in the garden, in the garage. Have a look, you can use that and cut it up. So what are you going to do? You're going to build an insect house. Here's how. So when you look online, if you Google build an insect house, you'll see lots of pictures like this, but it doesn't have to be that complicated. So maybe I've got some twigs which I've cut up into similar lengths, which we can use to put into the pot. I've selected a small pot here, which isn't too big, so we don't need a huge amount of material to fill it up. And I've also got some cardboard. If you want some little bits of wood, that would be even better, but cardboard's absolutely fine too. Make sure your container's got a hole so there's drainage as well. So here we've got lots of twigs, lots of bits of wood. You'll notice actually, while we're looking at them, that we've got on some of them this stuff here. This is yellow on this one's white. These are lichens. Now, lichens are a fungus, but they've actually got a plant growing inside them. They've got an algae growing inside their cells, which gives them this different colour. Now, if you're fortunate, you're able to find some with some lichen growing on it, then that also helps to give your insects a food source. Now then, what we're going to do is we're going to cut our little twigs into shorter lengths so they fit into our pot. And I'm sure if you've got a pet, they might well be able to help you with this. This is Miffy. She's coming to help us. Oh dear. She's going to eat everything in sight. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm packing my little pot with these twigs. What you've got to try and do is get them as close together as possible. So as densely packed as is possible, with different sizes of twig if you can. Notice I found some with a hollow stem, so if you can get some of those, that's great, because some insects can go inside there, and that's a really nice little habitat for them. And then we've got some bigger ones down there, and we're basically going to carry on chopping up all these different twigs and keep it really tightly packed. Okay, so my insect house is nearly finished. I've now used some of my egg box to form a little cuff around the outside, and that will help to stabilize everything that's inside. But to be honest, you can put your bits of egg box wherever you like within this, which makes it a really versatile piece of kit. And now the thing to do is to check when you think you're finished is all those bits of wood, cardboard, egg box mustn't fall out. So you put it on its side. So far so good. And then you see if you can tip it upside down. Yay! There we are, success. Nearly finished. Okay, so we finished our bug house. It is nice and solid. I've put some extra twigs in there. Now we've got to decide where to put it. We do not want to put it anywhere wet because we don't want our insects to drown in their insect house. So what should we do? Let's go and find a suitable spot. So I put my insect house in a dry spot, it's in sunlight, but it's not too intense. So it's not going to get terribly hot in there, but at the same time, it's not going to get too chilly, especially in the autumn when most of the insects will be taking their refuge in this spot. Notice I've put it on its side so that the insects can climb in quite happily. Depending on what container you choose, you could actually attach it to the fence if you want to, and you can have it higher up so you will attract different sorts of insects. You could, instead of using this earthenware pot as I did, you could actually use a drinks bottle, like a 2-litre water bottle, cut the bottom off, cut the top off, and put all your twigs in there, and then with some string hang it up. It depends what your insect house looks like, but put it in a nice dry place, nice and sunny, and hopefully they'll get plenty of visitors. And of course, when you've finished all that, don't forget to wash your hands thoroughly.